11-6, fueled by 3-hit efforts from Matt Argyropoulos and Gary Kirkendall. The Cougs fell behind 1-0 early on, but scored 5 runs in the bottom of the second inning, while 2 outs were on the board. From there on, the Cougs were in complete control. Argyropoulos homered a star in the start of the third inning and capped the fourth with a 2-run double. Starter Chad Arnold went 4 1/3 innings to gain the win. Junior Paris Shuey recorded the final 7 outs and gave up 1 long run in the 8th for the Cougs. Now, Game 2 between the teams resembled more of a football score than anything else. The Cougs ran it up on the Red Hawks, winning 23-0. The Cougars tallied up the 23 hits and used 5 different pitchers to throw the shutout. Now, get this, 15 different Cougars recorded at least 1 hit in the game. Derek Jones and Cody Bartlett each recording 3. David Stilley went 4 controlled innings, and his Patrick Clausen recorded a career-high 4 RBI in the victory. Next on the schedule for the Cougars is a trip to Lubbock, Texas for the Brooks Wallace Memorial Classic this coming weekend. And man, was that a way to start the season off?
It really was. I was there front and center calling the games, and that game on Sunday just resembled an NCAA tournament team, just like where they picked up from last year. Everyone got involved. Coach Marbig got people off the bench that were getting hits, and the pitching staff was just second to none when it came to how they controlled the game and really got things done. So the baseball team, bright outlook, but next weekend, I tell you what, it's going to be very, very tough to get wins down in Texas Tech. Well, it's time for us to take another commercial break, but when we come back, the golf team tries to bring home their 2nd win of the year.
And we'll head up to campus to hear from the student body with our very own Jen Hollenbach. Stay tuned.
What is your problem, man?
You're welcome.
What the heck is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Don't give me that. All right. What's going on here, fellas?
The missile was about to hit the school. I just acted as fast as I could.
That doesn't change the fact that I don't have a car anymore. Who just throws a person's car at a missile?
You're serious?
Yeah. Who's going to pay for my car?
I guess I could.
Do you even have a real job?
Yes.
Do you have insurance?
I saw the whole thing. Call me.
Welcome back to another live edition of Inside the Lines. Now let's head up to the Cub where our Jen Hollenbach will have student interviews for us.
Hi, I'm Jen, and getting the students' opinions on how we're going to beat the Huskies this weekend. So last time the Cougars played the Huskies, we lost by 30 points. We're taking on that team again this Saturday. What do you suggest we do to pull a victory this time?
I think that, students should just come out and show their support and, support them. I mean, we're a great team. We shoot well. We play good D. I think that we can take them. I think it's just there's this big rivalry, and I think they're going down.
A lot more teamwork and accuracy with shooting. The shooting has been off lately, and I think that's what's been killing us. Because our shooting percentage was a lot better at the beginning, and so since that's down, then we need buckets to win.
Make the free throws.
Free throws?
Yep. Plays a team.
We should get our defense together and make sure we score.
All right.
Well, I think we need to, from that last game, it's just our shooting was terrible. And I know we've improved in our shooting, but from what I've seen this last game, it's going to be tough for the Cougars. I think we can pull it off, but we just need to be on our, super A game. And, we need to not fall apart in the second half like we always seem to do. And as we did in that Husky game, and, we just need to power through and, maintain the same amount of energy.
Well, it's really going to take an entire effort from our entire team. We got to really score a lot more points. And I know personally, well, obviously I'm a Coug, but really looking for a win. My older sister graduated from UW. Huge sibling rivalry going on there. So, really looking for a W this weekend.
I think that if we can't beat them strategically, we need to injure all of their first-string players so they only can play their second string. Go the Cougar way.
Well, I think that this weekend we definitely have the advantage because Washington has not shown a very strong showing when they're out on the road. And even this past weekend against USC, they lost, and we beat USC. So I think just by being at home, we already have a pretty strong advantage over them. Also, I think that our fans are going to just pretty much drown out anything they're going to try and do, trying to stop any runs that we have. We're just going to drown them out. I think that Vinoy Overton is going to be a pretty big competition for us, but I feel that once he gets over here and as soon as he starts missing a couple shots, he's going to, sit and pout in the corner like a little baby that he is. So I think we have the one up on them on pretty much every standpoint. Plus, we have D'Angelo, who can pump up the crowd like no other.
So that's all we have. Back to you, Riley and Michelle.
WSU men's golf team was victorious in their spring opener over the weekend, capturing their second win of the season at the WSU Snowman Getaway on Tuesday. The Cougars pulled away in the final day after trailing Idaho at the conclusion of the second round Monday. The team went 1 under par on the final day to win by 7 strokes at the par 72 7,300-yard Cattail course of the Whirlwind Golf Club in Chandler, Arizona. Trent Sanders and Nick Ellis led the way for the Cougs, both finishing in a tie for 4th place. Sanders fired a blazing hot 66 in the final round, moving him up 14 spots on the leaderboard. The round was the tournament low and helped spring the Cougs to the top of the leaderboard. Nick Ellis' 4th place finish was the 9th of his career, tying him for 5th most in Cougar history. Cougs head to Laredo, Texas next to compete in the Border Olympics on March 5th and 6th.
In the past few weeks, there's been a couple of WSU soccer stars that have made it to the women's professional league, I was lucky enough to catch up with Carly DeBrat, who was kind enough to tell me about her experience and the transition that she's expecting.
Soccer star Carly DeBrat, who was recently drafted to the Women's Professional Soccer League in the second round to the Washington Freedom. So Carly, this is so exciting. I'm sure you're just thrilled. But can you tell me a little bit about what the experience has been like for you so far?
Yeah, it's kind of unreal, really. Like, the fan base has been exciting. Like, everybody's kind of congratulating us and just really, like, over the years working so hard and stuff, like, it's finally paid off. So it's nice for, like, WSU to get, like, that kind of spotlight in the soccer world.
Now, looking ahead to when you actually start playing for them, what are you going to have to do as a player to kind of up your game to that next level?
Wow. Definitely just, like, fitness level and stuff. It's crazy intense there. So we're working now with our weight trainer, Corey Metzger, who's amazing. And she's just getting us ready because she's been in this industry a lot and she knows, like, what we need to do to get to that next level physically and mentally.
Wonderful. All right. Well, looking back over WSU, you obviously mentioned your trainer, Corey Metzger. But what other things here at WSU have prepared you and kind of maybe put you in a position to be drafted?
Just the competitive level of the Pac-10 and just really preparing. Like, the teammates we have here has been like a family, and they're just encouraging and they want you to succeed. And the coaches have just, like, prepared you for what's coming up.
Wow, what a tale of 2 different stories for those 2 that got drafted, Michelle.
I know, it really was. I mean, as you heard Carly DeBrat's story, but Kirsten Dahlstrom's was completely different. She was originally picked up in the first round of the draft by the number 1 team, the Los Angeles Soul, but a few weeks after the draft, the team folded. So in a dispersal draft, she was later picked up by JetBlue FC, which is back on the East Coast, which will put her a lot closer to her former teammate, Carly DeBrat.
Well, that makes sense. Should be better for her in the long run.
Exactly.
Well, how about this weekend? When it comes to UW, it's going to be a big one.
I know.
Well, that's all we have for you on this episode of Inside the Lines. Thanks for joining us. I'm Riley Corcoran.
And I'm Michelle Ledka. And don't forget about the men's basketball game, as Riley mentioned. That's this weekend against rival UW. Be there or be square, because the game is scheduled for tip-off at Beasley Coliseum at 7 p.m. For those of you who can't make it to the game, you can watch it live on Fox Sports Northwest.